Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the reserve list. Say hello, reserve list.
Hello.
Hi.
um, yes, indeed. Last we left off, we were in the town of Crushere. This college town, with these competing colleges, College of Glamour, College of Lore, and the College of Swords, with many bookshops and a couple of inns and things in and around the town. These guys discovered there was potentially some very sinister stuff going on with this Garandian task force, which is not meant to interfere in international politics at all. Seems to be colluding with the Aruhani, the men in the iron masks who were smuggling blink dogs out of Rithertell. So following Gwen's father, Edgar Galanis, to Crushere, they started to poke their noses around. They have a gig set up for the evening at the Gentle Repose, which is run by the turtle named D. Pontsmith. And then they discovered on the college grounds of the College of Lore that somebody had been killed earlier in the day, a student by the name of Adelaide Brown. The local sheriff was absolutely furious that Edgar Galanis started to poke his nose in to help with the investigation. And yeah, you guys saw all kinds of people. You saw there was a tiefling shrouded in darkness who delivered the Gazette. Adelaide Brown's friend Elise, who's going to go with Lydiana. Is it Lydiana or Liliana?
Lydiana.
Lydiana. I misspelled that in the thing. Lydiana and who's disguised as Anita to talk to the sheriff. You guys met Glyn, who is the bookkeeper who had been working every day in his bookshop for 400 years. And
my favorite character.
And has promised to come to the show this evening. And if he likes the show, we'll give Gnurgle Shroombeard a discount on copying out the Phantasmal Force illusory spell. And that is where we are now. Yes, so we've got Lydiana, who has an appointment in about an hour to go talk to the sheriffs, and people had various things that they were wanting to go and do. So I'll throw it back to you, and we'll see what you guys want to do first. It's sort of the afternoon now. You've got a few hours left until the evening when you have your performance to put on.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think we were going to speak to a few of her kind of classmates or poke our nose around there to just find out a bit more about her and the situation. At least a couple of us were anyway.
That's right.
What's everyone else thinking?
Yeah. Investigate who done it.
Talked about splitting the party, didn't we? Didn't we say... Oh, pants. I can't remember now. So someone was going to go speak to her friends.
Was someone going to go and speak to the authorities, or?
I think Lydiana, in an hour's time.
Yeah.
You've got a thing with the sheriff, Sheriff Calva. Calidus Calva, the fire genasi. But yeah, you guys were going to investigate around campus. I think somebody was going to do something else, but I can't remember what it was.
It was, but I can't remember.
I have a feeling I was going to do something, but I can't remember what it was.
I can't either.
I never write anything down.
I usually do, and I have terrible notes from, no notes from last session. I will throw out there, I don't think this was mentioned last time, but I will throw out there, I wouldn't mind having a go at the tracks.
The tracks, right. So just anything in and around the crime scene?
Yeah, just seeing if there's anything I can identify. If there's anything that I can actually follow would be great, but I understand it's a well-traveled area. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's probably survival or investigation for this.
Alrighty, I'm gonna do survive. Oh, that's a natty one. So, yeah.
Yes, indeed. A well-trodden campus area, indeed. There have been lots of people in the area, sort of like seeing what's going on. The investigation's already started underway and the body's already been moved. So yeah, it's impossible to make out which tracks would have been made by any potential murderer. As such.
A little shaken up by everything going on.
You did just have an eye-to-eye talk with your father, who did not know who you were because of your disguised self.
So here's my question.
Yes.
Why did this person die? Did they either have information? Did they witness something that they shouldn't have witnessed? Because I'm thinking, I don't know, in my mind, I was thinking, does this person have a dorm room? Can we check that out? Can I check out dorm room? Is there any info?
Yeah. So I'll throw this to you. If you wanted to check out like records of her time in the school and stuff, you could talk to the dean of the college, or to some of the professors. If you wanted to check out the dorms, 100% you can do that as well. You can start, I suppose it's still kind of the daytime. So if you go around campus, you could probably try to find people who knew her, who know things.
And who's around at the moment? Because there was a crowd here when we were.
Yeah, so people are just starting to disperse now. Her friend, her supplicant friend, Elise, is not far away, but there are plenty of students about.
And Elise is the one that's going to the sheriff's with me, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Elise, I don't want to ask too much with Elise there, because then it will give away the fact that I didn't really know her, but you guys could, and then pass it back to me.
Yeah.
That could be helpful.
I'm disguised as a student right now, so I can go up to her. Hi, are you okay?
Oh.
Can I get you a glass of water or anything? I'll pull out my water skin.
Gee, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You don't have to. Okay, all right. She'll take the water. This is really nice. I'm Elise.
Ellie.
That's
No
really
name.
that's really nice. Yeah, it's just a real shock, you don't think that these things can happen on campus, and I just saw her yesterday.
I know. I'm so sorry. I didn't know her well. I saw her around, and I know people really liked her, but I'm so sorry.
How did you know her?
Pardon?
How did you know her?
I didn't know her well. We just
right. Yeah, you said. Sorry.
I just saw her around, and some people said that she was really nice. But
okay.
How did you know her?
Oh well, we've been friends since freshman year here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. She was a great friend. She knew how to have fun, but she was one of the best students in the college. Boy. Yeah.
Do you know why someone would want to do this? It's just so bizarre.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know why anybody would want to do this. To her, she was, well, you can roll an insight if you'd like.
Beep, 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 beep. That's 15.
Yeah. She just seems just seems distraught, and yeah, you think she's telling the truth. She doesn't know why this has happened. She sort of goes, I feel so bad. I actually just saw her last night. Like we talked, and then she went to her, like, we split up and we live in just like different dorm buildings. And like it couldn't have been more than like 5 hours later that she died, right? It's crazy to think about.
Do you know if, like, was she meeting anyone, or?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, she doesn't meet people in that time of night usually. It would be unusual anyway.
I'll just stay there and just for a little bit, just reassuring her until I'm like, she's good to go, because I don't want to pry anymore, because a random student would not pry that much more unless they were rude. And then I'll sort of, once she's sort of good to go, I'll head back to the group. But like in a, like, I won't go directly back, kind of sidle around.
Gotcha. Happy days. Is there any directions of investigation other people would like to go down?
Right.
I would like to see if she was part of any sororities. Is there any way that I could find that out at all?
Oh,
Or bands.
Sure. Yeah. If you ask around, you will find out that. So it doesn't look like she was part of a sorority. She used to be part of the band called the Mathematic Minstrels, which is the band for the College of Lore. But she dropped out of that band. And you will get, I will say, you'll get a bead on where her dorm is, who she lives with. She lives with a roommate called Helen. Somebody points you in the direction of. You also find out that she's got a sister who attends the College of Glamour called Annie. Younger sister.
Interesting.
For this, are people going to be suspicious because we are not students? Are we better off? Am I getting a feeling that I'm a creepy old wizard and people are like, look at this guy? Do you know what I mean? Or in this world, you could be a mature student. It's fine.
I think there are definitely mature students. Go ahead and roll a. I don't know what if you would like a deception or performance check.
Go for. They're both as bad as each other. Right, let's go for deception. Let's see what happens. Yeah, 4.
With a 4 deception, people treat you a little weird, but like not enough not to talk to you. A couple of kids wearing bright colored clothes, and sort of like shaved sides of their heads and things, clearly from the College of Glamour campus, bead you, and one of them comes over and kind of goes, "So, dude, what kind of stuff you selling?"
Well, let me see. What is it that you'd like? I have many a mushroom on me today.
Oh, dude, yeah, we're totally into mushrooms. What kind of mushrooms you talking?
I have the lovely purple-headed rhino horn shroom here, which can send you into a wild space like high.
They kind of look at each other and kind of go, "Dude, have you heard of rhino horn?" I'm like, yeah, I think Bobby had some rhino horn that one like party when we were at Shadison's like, oh shit, dude, you got hammered. You got hammered that night, dude.
Okay. I'm happy to part with some stock with you. However, basically, he's willing to part with some of his shrooms if these guys can show me around the campus and help me get into some of the dormitories and so on and so forth for where our victim was.
Oh, dude, are you like, did Shadison stop being her supplier or something?
Yes, well, let's just say that I left some supplies rather than hers and need picking up. I'd be most grateful if you could help me get into a dormitory.
Yeah, dude, sure. Yeah, nobody wants Adelaide's memory to be like, shat on or whatever.
Absolutely, yes. You're most kind young men. Now take me to a dormitory.
Yeah, dude, that's like, yeah, no problem, dude. That's totally cool. They'll like start to walk you over to the dorm. They talk to somebody at the door who lets them in, just like knows them, and they sort of like making casual conversation with you and kind of going like, cool, like, how long have you been supplying Adelaide for?
Well, I've known Adelaide for a little while, but it's only on a professional level. I can't say that we ever hooked up at any parties or anything, but I know that she was some wild girl that I mean, he is really struggling to keep up with like young chat. But as a supplier, I don't like to divulge too much in my personal life.
Yeah, dude, that's totally cool, especially if like you don't go to the school. Like people got to have their private lives, dude. Completely get it. Yeah, as long as you're not some kind of like weird serial something or other, and we're showing you how to get into students' dorms right now, like that would be messed up if that was the case, dude. But
you see, Gnurgle would go, what do you know about me? And then all of a sudden, yeah, of course, yes, that's not me at all. Are we near her dormitory yet? I'm starting to get a little bit
their insight rolls on you are a 2 and a 4, so you are fine. Yes, you guys make it to her dorm. One of these guys knocks on the door and kind of goes like, yo, Adelaide. No, sorry, not Adelaide. Yo, Helen, you in there? And a young woman opens the door. She's got sort of short blonde hair, not very tall at all. She's like 5'2", but human, and sort of looks you up and down and looks at the other guys and goes, "Okay, Jamie, who the f is this dude? Who are you?"
I slip the lads a couple of purple rhino horns, and I'm like, thank you for your assistance. And then I slip them let me know how you get on with these. If you need any more, you know how to contact me. And then just slip them like a card. And I wait for him to leave before we talk any further.
Cool. She doesn't let you in, but she's talking to you in the doorway. Yeah, 100%. These guys take the horn, and Jamie kind of says to because like, dude, like, it's cool. He's here to pick up some like stuff from Adelaide so that like nothing gets connected back. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's all cool. Like, we've met him, we know him now. He's super chill. And then they leave, and Helen goes, so what? She was clean, dude. Like, there's nothing for you to pick up.
Yes, I must confess, I have told a little bit of a white lie to actually get into the university. Yeah, me and my colleagues here are most concerned as to how. Was her name Maddie? Was it Madison? Was it
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Adelaide?
Yeah.
Oh, Adelaide parted this world. We think it's very suspicious and might have links to things that we have experienced in the past. I must admit, I'm not one that is particularly talented when it comes to conversing. I hope one of my colleagues can pick up the rest of this conversation before I trip over my own tongue, if it were.
Has anybody gone with Gnurgle?
I didn't realize.
I didn't realize.
I thought you went off.
Okay, cool. Hey.
Oh, okay, Tombar, would you like to have come along as well?
Gnurgle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm sorry. I don't know who you guys are. Like, you're not with Sheriff or like, why are you looking into Adelaide's death?
Who's with me? So it's Tombar.
Yeah.
You.
Anybody else?
I would probably at this point have been talking to
Yeah.
What's her name? Elise.
Yeah.
Elise? Yeah.
So just me and Tombar, is it?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I'm not there because I hung back because I've got my appointment. I didn't want to jeopardize the.
Great.
And Isabyn's
cover.
on back as well.
Okay. Julien, you can swoon this lovely young lady if you want and convince her.
Yeah, we were. I was a childhood friend of your roommate, and when I heard of the news, I just had to come and offer my condolences. My good friend here, Gnurgle, came for moral support when he found out, and we just wanted to just take the time to just see, what it was, and I think we were hoping to also maybe find out what may have led to her death. Before she died, she sent me a letter that was where she expressed a great deal of concern for her own well-being and her life, and we have a feeling that her death these two things might be interlinked, and so yeah.
Can you give me a deception roll, please?
This better be good. I thought I was doing so well, and I was like, okay, I gotta roll the dice with this, haven't I?
Yeah.
Come on. Mother.
Is it a 6?
It's a 1.
Oh.
Because I'm dressed like a little Archie, isn't it?
Julien, why did you lie? I literally just said to her how you were like investigating this, and it might be.
Well. Anyway, we're investigating it.
Anyway, you're investigating it.
Forget everything I just said.
Well, I don't know where two fully grown men get off coming to a college and asking somebody's roommate about how they died and lying about getting letters from her. She
My most
she was barely even in last night. All right, she came in, she was upset, she left. If you want to actually talk to somebody, talk to that freak Shadison. All right, get out of my face.
Who? Shadison?
Your ex-dealer.
Oh,
I've
Shadison.
had my eye on Shadison ever since Josh dropped that. Shadison, Jesus Christ. Sorry to any Shadisons watching.
Yeah, what is that too too esoteric? It's too it's not a common enough name to casually drop in a conversation.
Shadis.
Yep. So she slams the door in your faces.
Oh, that's a bit rude.
I would have.
Yeah, same.
I would have. Completely. Tombar, I do believe that you seem to have you taken any of these purple rhino horns without me looking? I know that you have very quick fingers. Slippery character, you.
The unicorn that's with us says I shouldn't say anything.
Gnurgle's interest, and he's like, picture of unicorn. Yes, very good, very good. Yeah, I'll see you next time. I'm flipping into a Boris Johnson impression at the moment as well. Fine. All right, Tombar, let us reconvene with the rest of the party. I think we should pass on this information that we just found out.
Sweet, let's do that. What was the name of this chap again?
Shadison.
Shadison. Okay. Did we ask
How
where
could you have forgotten
Shadison
that?
is as well?
Sorry, did you ask what?
Do we know where Shadison? Assuming Shadison is a student at the college.
I have a feeling if we ask around for Shadison, people will tell us where Shadison is.
Let's check back in. Gwen, you'll probably have finished talking to Elise at this point. Elise will probably still have we'll go do something for a few minutes before joining up with Lydiana. How about you, Isabyn? What are you up to?
Well, I think I saw Edgar, didn't I, talking to the
sheriff.
and people. Yeah, and I know that he seems to be on friendly terms with the Hrathen people. Do I know that?
From what Gwen overheard, he has them in custody.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that they were bound on the horses, but it sounded much more like they were going to cover up what happened and get them out of the country, then bring them to justice.
Mm-hmm. So I think Isabyn wants to try and work out why that's happening, because she feels that that's a bit suspicious. So she's sort of hanging around, being as inconspicuous as possible, trying to hear things. And so they're tied up on horses, is that right?
They were when they left Rithertell. Now you haven't seen Edgar has a few of his Zero Task Force people with him, but the prisoners themselves presumably are in the Gentle Repose Inn, being held by more of his men.
Okay. So there's still some of the Zero Task Force people around.
Yeah, it like he's got 4 people whose jobs seems to include, and these people seem to be from all these different races and from all these different nations as well. So the 4 that you can see, one of them is Veronese human, 2 of them are dwarves, and the 3rd is an elf. And the 4th is an elf. They're there to protect him and go where he goes. Basically, he's in charge.
And what's he doing at the moment? Is he kind of, because I think what Isabyn would like to do is see if she can kind of overhear maybe what the guards are saying or anything like that? Because she can speak other languages, can't she? Or she can understand other languages.
Yeah, and mimic them,
And mimic them, yeah.
which is very cool indeed. Cool. Yes. Give me a perception check, if you'd be so kind.
That's the D20, yeah?
Yes.
With
Perception.
that is an 11.
An 11. You try overhearing. Actually, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say also give a stealth check, because if you can sneak up closer, then an 11 will do better for you.
Is that still the D20?
It's still the D20.
And that is 11 again.
And 11 again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, staying inconspicuous in an ever dwindling crowd takes a little bit too long to get as close as you would need to overhear what they're saying. And by the time you could overhear something, the sheriff, Calidus, and Edgar have actually stopped talking. Edgar goes off in the direction of the main campus. In the direction of sort of like one of these main buildings where some offices and things are, along with his 4 people. And the sheriff sticks around, just sort of grumbling to himself, and not really appearing to do anything, but just walks around his crime scene a little bit more.
Can my mouse hear for me and report back? Can I talk to the mouse, or can I get Gwen to talk to the mouse? I
think probably you would need Gwen to talk to the mouse, but you could have the mouse do reconnaissance for you if you would like.
I would like the mouse to do that.
Reconnaissance mouse.
Reconnaissance mouse.
Reconnaissance mouse. So is Ito going with Edgar? See where they're going?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool beans. I'm gonna do a little. All right. And a little something with. Okay. Cool beans. Yeah, so Ito rushes over, jumps onto the leg of one of these guards, and disappears. They will return when they know more. So we'll say at this point that Gnurgle and Tombar will rejoin and Gwen will rejoin. But we're actually going to take a moment now to go back to Elise and to Lydiana. So the sheriff, Lydiana, comes over with Elise and kind of goes, if y'all are ready, it would be great to sort of to get some statements from you guys to try to piece together what happened. Do you mind coming back to the station, or would that be all right?
Yes, certainly. I don't know how much I can offer in terms of a statement at the time, but I can certainly tell you what I know. But yeah, I'd like to come with you either way.
Well, great. That's great. I've sent out for a couple of other people to come as well, so they'll be joining us momentarily. Great. And you guys head out towards the sheriff's offices. When you get there, it's a very small space. Looks mostly like there are like 2 cells and an office, basically, with some slightly more reinforced doors and things to keep people out. But he'll sit down and you guys will have a couple of chairs. And he'll basically just ask, he'll get the same sort of information out of Elise as Gwen got, which is that she saw Adelaide that night, before she headed back to her room, didn't know anybody who might have wanted to harm her. But the one other piece of information that she does give is that she had actually she had been rendezvousing with this Shadison character, and she said they didn't do it in the middle of the night. They didn't do it in the middle of the night, but they had been meeting sort of on their own, and Elise was one of the only people that Adelaide told that this was happening. And then he'll sort of he'll go to you. So Anita, right? Is there anything you can read into this? Did you know about this Shadison character? Any idea who might want to hurt her?
I didn't. We actually go way back. I used to be a session player for a whole old band, and we were in town, and I came to the college to come and see her, actually, to see if she wanted to come to the show. We've stayed in touch intermittently over the past few years, and yeah, I came to come and see her, and it was just kind of chaotic here, and I'm just distraught to find out the news. I just wondered if I can assist in any way.
Well, Anita, that's I'm so sorry for your loss, girls, both of you. I'm this hasn't happened in this town for God knows how long. And never to a student. This is, you know, if it gives you any comfort, there are very clear magical signs. It looks like we're looking for somebody who uses necrotic magic. We have a few leads that we're going to be following up on. I don't know. And in terms of what you can do to help, if you wanted to stick around as an extra pair of eyes for me when we talk to the next couple of people, if you notice anything that I don't, I tend to be a little hot-headed and I'm not very insightful into human people, and whether they're, lying or whatever. So what their intentions are. I don't know if you're good at reading folk. Could use
That's
the help.
something I'm particularly good at, actually, and I'd love to stick around because I'll be able to tell if someone's not telling you the truth.
Brilliant. Elise sort of said, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing that." And leaves, and he kind of goes, "That's absolutely fine. Thank you for your statement, Elise. We'll be sure to bring in this Shadison character." And he goes, I'm sure I know that name from somewhere. It's gonna come back to me at some point. In any case, the next person to come in is the sister. Is actually Annie Brown, who comes in. Annie is full of angst. She is. She's just this teenage girl. She's got like her hair sort of over one of her eyes. Sort of goes, Annie, it's no secret that you and your sister didn't particularly get along. And she just sort of spits. Yeah? What about it? Lydiana, he will have said you can ask questions as well if you think of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we weren't close. All right. Some sisters are like that. She was just good at everything and a bit of a goody two shoes, and I'm not. She starts smoking.
Josh, you play an angry teen very well.
Very convincing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Channeling very well there. Jealousy and anger built up.
Yeah. I have a lot of that.
Let's just don't get along. That's not.
Yeah, my older sister was never there for me, so. So like, I know you're like the sheriff or whatever. Can I like? she started smoking.
Sheriff or whatever.
Whatever. She'll like keep one in her mouth and go and reach for another one and kind of go like, "Can I light this on your hair?"
I burst out laughing, but then quickly snap out of it and say, "Why the fuck didn't you like your own sister?"
So she sees you laughing and sort of like smiles, and then you say the other thing, and she kind of goes, "Oh man, I thought you were gonna be cool for a minute." She was perfect in every way, so that's about it. Everybody loves her.
So how long have you been here together with her then? Has she been here before you?
Oh yeah. We've our parents always lived in this town, right? Mom runs the College of Glamour or whatever, and everyone was so proud. She decided she was going to go to the College of Lore and be a scholar and go to the capital and have his career and blah 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 blah. There's nothing else for me to do really. Just go to school but I'll tell you something. She was not as perfect as everybody says. Duh.
Well, obviously, there was someone that didn't like her.
Yeah, apparently.
Who was that?
Beats me. I honestly, everybody liked her. It was nauseating. I couldn't even when I outed her like drug thing to our parents, they didn't even fucking believe me. Can you believe that shit?
What was her drug thing? I knew her 3 years ago.
Oh yeah, like she started to get into, well, there's this guy who sold drugs, and she got drugs from him and started partying around. But that only made people like her even more, and I party around and nobody even likes me, so double standards much.
Who's this guy?
I don't know, some guy, some fucking goth guy. He was fucking tiefling. I don't know, I saw him around a couple times.
Oh, a tiefling?
Yeah, some tiefling. Dude looked fucked up. Like, I don't know what she saw in him. Sort of the bad boy meets good girl kind of cliche or whatever. Maybe that's who killed her. He looked fucked up enough to do it.
Interesting. I kind of look over to the sheriff and raise an eyebrow.
He'll go, fucking Shaddison the tiefling who delivers the newspapers. Shaddison, that's who that was. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Annie. That's fine. That's all for now. When she's gone, he'll sort of turn to you, Anita, and he'll just sort of like, do you mind if my Shaddison, obviously don't tell this to anybody, but Shaddison's been in foster care since he was a kid. He's been a troublemaker the entire time. Ruder people speculate that he has done all this really, really bad stuff. I haven't seen him do anything that bad, but selling drugs makes a lot of sense.
What are the rumors that he's done before then?
Oh, some parents were concerned about having old bigoted sort of mindsets from way back. Were concerned about having a tiefling around, and they started saying all kinds of crap about, maybe he killed his own parents because he was so evil, and nobody should trust half devils and all that kind of garbage. But irregardless of cliche, we should I'm going to take it from here. Anita, you've been very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad I could help.
Yeah.
Has he told me the whole truth? Can I do a...
Yeah, go ahead. Roll an insight roll on him.
15.
15. With a 15, you think that he might have suspected Shaddison of doing worse stuff as well.
Okay, so just as a kind of passing comment as I leave, as I kind of notice this, I say, have you known him to use necrotic magic around here?
Hell if I know. He's
Okay.
a tiefling, though. They can use devil magic, right? So, that's fire. Necrotic fire. It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, thank you. I kind of walk out of there to try and find the others.
Cool beans. Ito will come back to Isabyn.
I will cast Speak with Animals.
Yes, Gwen.
I
So
love it
good.
so much.
We're a
So
good
good.
team.
Ito, how are you doing today?
Well, hello, madame. I'm doing very well indeed.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Yes, Gwendolyn, I wondered when we would actually get to talk face to face.
This is quite nice. Quite nice.
Mm,
Our darling
that's for me as
Isabyn
well.
has some questions for you.
Yes, she often talks to me. I wish that she could hear my beautiful voice.
I'll describe it to her. It's wonderful.
Thank you very much, mon chéri.
What's that accent from?
What? This is my mouse accent. We all speak like this.
I admit I haven't spoken to many mice. This is kind of a new thing for me.
We make very good conversationalists. I do not know what you do not know what you've been missing out on.
I'm certain that I don't. All right.
Have you not seen Ratatouille? They speak like that then as well.
We didn't get like big box releases out in Thorogrove.
Yes, you do not know the very famous illusory display about my people making food?
No, but I'll have to check it out.
Yes, we make
Well,
very
it's
good
so much
chefs. Inspirational movie. Illusory play. Yes, if you could be so kind as to tell the fantastic Isabyn that I followed the very suspicious men. They have gone into the College of Law and they talked for a little while to the dean who, interestingly enough, is a rat folk person. So, very, very, very distantly related. But they can speak the common tongue, so everybody likes them better. Also, they're big. Yes, talked to them, and then they were referred to the groundskeeper, who's the person who found the body. And then I followed on for a little bit longer to see what they would do after that. They went to the cafeteria to get a late lunch. And I can tell you in great detail what they ate. It was there was a gnomish woman who was in the who was the head chef, and I do not know what they pay this woman, but she is an artiste. Mwah! She has all the great ingredients. Let me tell you about the very ripe tomatoes and how she sliced them very finely.
I will listen intently to everything Ito has to say.
Yes, and there were there were very plain looking people who gave the food, and And then they sat down all together on one table, and everyone was like, "Who are these people in uniform?" And then I snuck under the table and I stole pieces of foreign cheese.
Very nice. Well done.
Thank you very much. I'm very good at stealing small pieces of foreign cheese. And then I felt a great fear come over me for no apparent reason, and I ran away as quickly as I could, and now I am here.
Did it feel like Gwen's trying to figure out A, how to describe this because she's not like arcane magic-y, and B, how to describe this to a mouse because she doesn't know what extent the mouse understands it. Did it feel like a magical effect, or?
The sudden burst of fear that I felt could have come from any number of things. It could have been an unconscious response to the footsteps of a cat, or it could have been that there was a invisible dark lich lord of the underworld who was behind the counter.
All right, I will pass that on. Thank you very much. It was lovely speaking to you. We should do this again sometime.
Absolutely, we should. I would love to be able to speak to all of this band members. I have notes actually about how to improve your band playing.
Well, we'll have to take you up on that. Anytime I will pass those on to everyone.
Of course, Isabyn usually has the same thought patterns as I do when it comes to these kinds of things. She's a very good manager. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Excellent manager. She's great.
But yes, it would feel good to get in the director's chair myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right.
Cool beans.
I shall extend all of that information to everyone.
Ratsy.
Thank you, Gwen.
No problem. Thank you, though.
Top animal
Come back on your.
Are we all together at the moment?
Oh yeah, you can rejoin everybody for sure.
Right, so we need to get a plan of action together, really, don't we?
I think we're gonna have equal chance trying to find this bloke by trying to find drugs as we are going to try and find him by name.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to have any trouble finding him, are we? I would like to suggest something if I can.
What?
So we got potentially two suspects, really, don't we? We have her sister and there's Sheraton at the moment, don't we? Or what's his name? Sheridan?
Shaddison. The newspaper boy.
I wrote it down, but just to show you what I've wrote, this is what happens. I just scribble. It's not even legible. I kind of go, yeah, that's the name. I'll write it down. Read it after I've written it. I think I'm well intelligent because I'm writing it down. Yeah, write it down, Ralph. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, should I remember that guy? Yeah.
I had to transfer some written notes over to typed form for something with Josh, and just trying to figure out what the hell I had written, and any of them, they were generally clear, but you could see when I'd gone into combat and it was just like weird symbols written on the page.
Perfect. Because at the time, like, yeah, I'm going to remember that. Of course I'm going to remember.
Yeah.
And you look at it a few days later and like, don't have none of this. Anyway, they're both of them prime suspects for me. I personally think it's the sister. I think she's the one responsible for this.
Can I add a third one in?
Oh, go on.
So I think at the meeting that Lydiana had with the sheriff and with Annie, they mentioned that the mum is like a dean of another school.
Glamour,
is that right?
College of Glamour.
School of Glamour.
What a twist!
So we go and talk to her, because where's she in all this? Why hasn't she come to see about her dead daughter?
Yeah. She must be pretty distraught.
She'll know about the feud with the sister as well.
I'll say.
Ask them about how Christmas goes down.
You guys have about an hour left before you need to get back. So you have enough time to go visit this person if you would like.
How are we presenting ourselves this time?
Well, Alberta, I was just about to say this. How good is disguise self? Can you make yourself look like the person, or is it literally like you're disguising yourself?
I can make myself look like anyone. I can't shift my height much more than a foot, and like physical stuff, like if I put like a fake hat and someone goes to touch my hat, it won't be there. But like, it's not like, oh, I got a disguise kit. It's a full-on illusory magic.
I would like to try, because I've got it as a spell as well, but I know that I'm probably going to be a bit taller, that we disguise ourselves as Adelaide. Yeah, is that her name? I've wrote it down. Obviously, it's a scribble. Yeah.
Yep.
You sick bastard.
Try and worm the culprit out by looking like the victim. Go straight, and we say, "I know what you've done. Confess your bell end," and that's it.
Can you act like a ghost and do it in a ghostly voice around the middle of the playground as well?
I can certainly try.
I will tell you. I will remind you, Gnurgle, that you have from the first town.
Oh God, I do, didn't I? Yeah, I forgot about that.
What's he got?
Wait, I wasn't there.
You
Yeah,
remember?
what's he got?
You remember the ghost of Percival Grant?
Oh yeah.
That was created with a wand, which was
Ugh.
recovered from Pierce and Vanessa Autumnson, and Gnurgle still has it in his inventory.
Oh,
It's got like
God.
major image or something like that. Something nice.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Yes, bruv. How does everybody else feel about that? Or should we do some real?
No, let's go for it.
I like the idea of that. I think we would have to put it in the right place where enough people would see it. I'm also intrigued about why they were going and talking to the groundskeeper. I don't know. In all the mystery books I read, the first person to find the body is the first suspect.
Groundskeeper of Willie. Yeah. So should we just do a quick itinerary of what we need to do? So if we go and speak to the mum with our ghost, look for
Harrison.
Shaddison.
Madison. Like Madison, but with a sh.
With the shad.
Again, I wrote it down and it just looks like crap.
It's in the Zoom group chat in case you need it.
It's, okay. And then we have got groundskeeper speak to. And then maybe I can have a crack at worming the person out by being a ghost. Okay. Ghost.
We can do some of this tomorrow too. Because yeah, or we could like if we want to speak to Mum now and then play our gig, and then after that look for Shaddison, who I'm sure is active after dark.
Of course he is. Nocturnal. Of course. Fab. All right then. Mum's the word. Let's go find Mum.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, please consider giving us a like, giving us a comment, subscribing, doing all of the fiddly little YouTube bits, as well as hitting us up on social media. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got all these things. We would love to discuss these ongoing stories with you, and just have a conversation, be part of the community. We would love that. Do it. Please. Or not. Be your own person. But do what I say.